And so you started out, I watched 3 Barstool documentaries to get ready for this.
Okay.
You started out, you had an idea, you got out of college, you were an education major.
Correct.
Were you ever going to be a teacher?
No.
Never.
So at Michigan, I went to Michigan.
Which is a good school.
Yeah, it's a good school.
So did you have good grades?
I had decent grades. I snuck in the back door. I applied to their liberal arts, got rejected, and they said I would make a good nurse. And so they're like, you've been accepted into the nursing program. Yeah. I think there's just a shortage of male nurses in the country at the time.
Right.
And my sister went there. I'm like, hey, I got into the nursing school. If I go, can I just transfer out of it right away? She's like, yeah, absolutely. So I went as a nurse. So I backdoored my way in.
Never wanted to be a nurse. Never could do that.
Never. In education, I had to switch to because I couldn't pass my language. And you needed a language requirement in liberal arts. Education, you did not. So I just kind of snaked my way through to graduate.
And then you get out of school and you had 3 ideas. You had the Barstool idea.
Yeah.
A furniture business.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
The Next Step Scouting. It was like a scouting agency for Division III athletes, basically. Division II. Ones who weren't getting like big scholarship offers,
right,
but still want to play sports in college, and a coach still wants to, have a good team. You got to remember, this is like Internet 1.0.
Right.
So it was early Internet, and it was a database to connect like those athletes with the coaches, basically. So I think it actually would have worked.
I mean, now it would have worked too, because now they're paying college athletes.
Totally.
Now it really would have worked.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty confident that would work. But yeah, I always knew I wanted to try my own thing. So those are the 3 ideas.
It's awesome. And then you settled on a newspaper when newspapers were not doing so well.
They were dying. So it was basically a gambling newspaper. Yeah. And I always gambled my whole life. I was interested in it. I talked to a bunch of offshore casinos. At the time I started the newspaper, the internet was like flooded. You go to a gambling site, there's like fireworks and pop-ups. It looks like you're getting your credit card information stolen, basically. Right. So a lot of casinos were like, we don't want to be online. If you give us just a gambling newspaper, we'll advertise in it. So I sold the advertising like for a year before the newspaper launched, which gave me some leeway to figure out what I was doing, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what really hit for Barstool was when you put girls in the magazine.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is. So
just Boston models.
Yeah, it was like Maxim. It was like a localized Maxim, basically. Full page. It's the only professional thing we did. We'd have a local girl do a full-blown photo shoot, hair, makeup, and she'd grace the cover of the newspaper. And that's really how people started to know us, sort of. Like our first advertising were all the beer companies, and their philosophy was, we knew where all the pretty girls were. You get the pretty girls to a bar, guys are going to go to the bar, we should be advertising there. So that's kind of how it launched.
Wow. Guys, I'm trying a passion fruit. You want one?
My favorite. Yeah, passion fruit's my favorite.
Okay, guys, we have 12 high noons here, all different flavors.
Passion fruit's my favorite.
Okay, Dave says to try passion fruit. Let's go.
Everyone has different, and you got this one was warm.
Oh, yeah. This is great.
These are the best. Like, people, obviously, I'm a high noon guy, but
is that your company?
So I'm like the face of it, basically. That started with do that story quick. So people were starting to approach me. This is like the seltzer boom. They're like, hey, would you do a seltzer with us? Do you want equity in it? Do a partnership?
Dave, this is fucking great.
It's the best. The best part about it is anything you like push or hawk or shill is when the product's great. If you like, it's the best. Like, I would do a blind taste test with High Noon versus anybody, and they'd probably win.
You gotta try this.
They're great. I'm not lying, right? No, High Noons they are more expensive because
what's it sell for a 24?
I don't even know. I don't think they do 24 packs, but
Can you get it?
This is turning into an ad, but the reason is it's actually vodka soda. Like if all the other guys are beer, like Truly, White Claw, Happy Dab, they're all beer. So they put chemicals into it to make it look. This is like in New York, for example, you can't buy beer and liquor at the same spot.
I'm laughing because I've seen you so many times, like on
this is the real thing
on TikTok, and you're like, I've had a couple of nooners. Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna have some more.
I've invented the nooner thing.
And I get it. I could have. I don't even drink because I'm Jewish.
I don't know what that means. I'm Jewish as well.
Don't Jewish people not drink?
I guess maybe
it's just
some
my family.
Don't. I don't.
Are you like full Jew?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
That's nuts. I'm half.
What are you, pizza bagel?
What'd you say?
Like Italian Jew?
Yeah, I'm a pizza bagel.
Yeah. That's what it's called. You've never heard that?
I'm literally too old to fucking laugh anymore. It fucking hurt my side. Is that what it's called? A pizza bagel?
Yeah, if you're Jewish and Italian, yeah.
You miss Boston?
Yeah, big time.
You're
love
so
it.
Boston.
I love it. I've been going back because of Celtics.
I think that's your quality that is probably the best thing about you.
Being from Boston? Is that like an actual quality?
No, it's like you've retained your everyman status. Like even when you were in the airport the other day bitching about your flight being canceled, like even though you're rich, you're still like the common man.
Yeah.
It's a nice little trick.
A lot of people may not agree, but I'm just been honest with the whole journey. Like I started Barstool and the intent was not for anyone to know who I was.
35-year-old David Portnoy comes to work in a tank top. His headquarters is in this dingy office outside Boston that looks more like a messy college dorm.
So it was really...
Did you write?
Yeah, I did everything. Yeah, I had in the original newspaper.
But under a pseudonym, right?
There's 15 different names. They're all me. Like I had aliases. I didn't want people to know I was doing marketing, sales, writing, all of it. But it was started as a business. It was not started for me to be a personality. But as it developed, the stories that were hitting and things people were interested were far more like me and the personalities as opposed to the sports. So we just started including more of us. But again, when I started the internet, there was no Facebook. There's no TikTok. There's no Instagram. So, I mean, things were just very different, you know?
Yeah. And you knew it would take off, right?
No, I had no idea. It was a slow grind. I mean, I probably...
And you knew the internet would take off. Maybe not your thing.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, we're just quick to change. Like,
when did you start doing pizza reviews?
About 7 years ago. So that, again...
Oh, that was kind of later then.
Yeah, and it was totally organic. It was myself and Big Cat, who's a big personality with us, got in a debate, like if you could eat one food the rest of your life, what would it be? He said burritos, I said pizza. We did it for like a month. That's all we ate, breakfast, dinner. And I was eating so much, people were like, is it any good? And I'm like, I don't know, I'll do one bite and score it. I could tell pizza it resonated.
Pizza kills on my channel.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Every time.
Yeah.
I always tell them that. I'm like, we got to do
pizza.
pizza.
Food in general is like such a big category, but the pizza thing...
you know, my kids, they only know you from the pizza. I told them I was coming here. I'm like, I'm going to do Dave Portnoy. And they were like...
I'm known...
And they were like, the pizza guy?
A lot of different ways. Pizza, Barstool... People recognize Fox, people BFFs. It's like I can generally tell when I see somebody how they're going to know me before they even say anything.